Michigan State would win. I know. You got me on that one, right?
Yeah, some of the I got, but it's all in fun. It's all in fun. I think
Yeah,
that's what I look at,
yeah.
right? Everything is
Win
every.
some, lose some. That's how, you just have to have more winners than losers over the long run, right?
No doubt about that one. I'll tell you that. All right, Mindy, tonight we're going into college basketball tonight here as we're getting into the late night hours here as Arizona State takes on TCU. This TCU team is down to a 5. It was 5.5 overnight. We saw this move to 5 here. We see the total settle in here about 142.
Yeah, so the last meeting between these two teams was a long time ago, 2009. Arizona State, they're coming into this one with a ton of confidence, I would say. Just beating Nevada 98-73 in that in-game tournament play. Arizona is still 32nd in the nation on defensive effectiveness. TCU 21st, but that's really not how I see this one going. I think it's going to be very similar to this Nevada score, a 98-73. I think it's going to be a high scoring one here to kind of buck some of those, trends here. Both these teams are really battle tested. Both of these teams go at a fast pace. They tend to be a little bit sloppy at times, and I think that will lead to a lot more scoring. I had the over in the late night game last night, and that one hit, so I'm kind of taking this one here again today. The Horned Frogs, though, if you take a look at them just over the last month, right, they're 50th in adjusted tempo compared to 117 for Arizona State. So they're really getting up and down the court here over the last month. Also, there really hasn't been as much defense here over the last couple weeks also. I mean, both of these teams are starting to allow a ton of points by their opponents, different than kind of where they had been earlier in the season. Right now, Arizona State ranks at 106th in the nation compared to TCU at 152. So that's way different if you take a look at how they are overall, right? 21st and 32nd. I just think there'll be a lot of run and gun in here. I'm going to take the total over today here in this one, Tony.
All right, Minnie says go over the total here. Arizona State and TCU here in this late night affair. In this one, of course, Arizona State already with a game under their belt. Minnie, as you know, they faced Nevada. Nevada just undermanned here. We saw Arizona State move the ball up and down. It's interesting because we think of these teams, a lot of defense played in the Big 12. Arizona State kind of structured to be defense instead of offense. That used to be the opposite, right? This used to be a team that scored and couldn't defend anybody, so they kind of changed a complete flip on their profile. But again, you got to put up points in these tournaments, and also too, when you play these overs, you get that end game that can be kind of tricky with the foul fest.
That is true, right? I mean, because if you kind of take a look at even how this one played out this morning, right? It was a good 2 minutes that USC, made Michigan State go to the, free throw line. So in these close ones, that's how it's going to be. Even if it's, the spread is around 5, right? So we can kind of expect that to be a close one at the end. So again, both these teams are I guess they're okay from the free throw line, nothing great, but both of them are really good from 2. Their big men get in there and put up the points. I think you had even mentioned it, Tony, a couple times in the past. TCU is terrible from 3, so it's not going to really be one of those type of games. It's going to be getting it into the interior, which also then tends to get folks in the bonus a lot quicker as well. TCU, they've been hitting around, 50-53 from 2. That's not so bad, in their last couple of games here. So again, I think there's a lot more opportunity for this one to really get over the total than for it to not. Especially, I think Arizona State, sometimes, I kind of mentioned a little bit, gets a little sloppy. Again, those transition points lead to over totals as well.
I can only, yeah,
Yeah.
and also too the note I wanted to get across because Hurley's looking at this tape from TCU, and you're going to see a lot of these defensive sets, very defensive style teams, and Hurley with that guard mentality. Okay, guys, don't let this Texas Tech team set up. We need quick shots. We need these guards to push the ball up, try to cooking up the pace.
Yeah, and I think that's what's been happening, right? Because when they go ahead and play teams like Arizona, UCLA, that's kind of what they have to do. It's kind of the same theory here. They have to start going. That's why I think their tempo has really been ramping up here, towards the end of the season. And then I was going to mention too, Arizona State, after a straight up win, they're 12-2 to the over, and then also on neutral site games, they're 7-3 to the over. TCU is the one that is, been a little bit more of the steady under team. But again, I kind of feel like with the way this tempo is going to go, the way that these, seeds have been working out, these are the ones that hit the over.
All right, we got Mindy here. Arizona State and TCU over 142. This is the late night game tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time here on Friday, which I have to update. So Friday tonight. All right, Mindy, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for tonight's action. Of course, lots on the board where we still have, we're getting through the morning sessions. We still have 4 still to tip off, and at 8 tonight. NBA is mixed in there with a big card, a few from the NHL as well. We put the numbers up there for Mindy. She's been doing great work here, as we'll show you right now here. 2,733 units of profit. That is all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, well, I got to hurry up and trade in my green hat for a blue one because Creighton's tipping off here in about 45 minutes. So I'm looking forward to them. Hopefully not, going with their trends on how they like to get out of the tournament a little bit early. So I really think this is a year for Creighton. I'm rooting for them. We'll see how it goes here in a couple minutes. But yeah, I got quite a few plays here in college basketball tonight. So if you are interested in plays, I'm the one for you. I got another 5-pack sitting there waiting for you in the late night. Game starting at about 5 p.m. Central. You can pick up a 5-pack from me there. And then also have a guaranteed best bet. You could take a look at that. As well as I have one play in the NHL, one play in the NBA. So I got a lot of action tonight, have a little bit of everything for what you're looking for to go ahead and increase your bankroll as well. So started off even here this morning, so ready to go ahead and amp that up here for the rest of the night. That's what I got today, Tony.
All right, guys, got to go with Mindy Hahne over at Tony'sPicks.com. Great numbers as we'll put up again here at 2,733 units of profit. That is all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com for 2023. So get on board with Mindy right now. Up on the board, she has lots going on here from the tournament tonight. We will get here with an NCAAB tournament 5-pack. This is the late tip 5-pack, so get on board with that. Also, NBA best bets up there as well. Best bet NHL, best bet late night college basketball up there on the board. Get on board with Mindy Hahne at Tony'sPicks.com. Now, instead of buying all these plays individually, here we are on a Friday. You know what the Friday is? Great time to get that 3-day all sports pass. Boy, what a day it is to get the 3-day pass. All of Mindy's premium plays for 3 days. You got all the tournament action here on Friday's action. Saturday, it's NBA. It is tonight. NBA is NHL up there as well. Tomorrow, college basketball, the 8 games from tournament. We got 4 NITs. We got 4 CBIs. I think it's a 14-game card tomorrow. And then Sunday, they pile the rest. They're going to get the second round of the NIT done on Saturday, Sunday. So go figure that one out. So a lot of NIT here and the CBI as well as every day now until Tuesday. So there's a lot of action, but you're going to get the bulk of it here Saturday and Sunday. It's a loaded weekend of college hoops, not just NCAA tournament. Your NIT, your CBI will be heavily in action here. So we're going to have almost like Thursday, Friday cards on Saturday, Sunday. There's going to be loads of games, 14, 15, 18, I think, on Sunday. So there's a lot happening here. Actually, no, I think it's 14 and 14 on Saturday and Sunday. So lots of games from the minor tournaments as well as the NCAA tournament trying to wrap around those games with these start times. Some of them are going head-to-head, which is kind of crazy to me. But anyway, get on board there. Don't forget the big card from the NHL on Saturdays. We've got the NBA. Your 3-day pass is a fantastic value right now, so get signed up with it instead of buying these plays individually. You can use that promo code TonyT at checkout, and that will save you 20% off there on that card. It's a fantastic value right now. You can access Mindy's page. Just click the link you see there in the description and get over there and go ahead and get signed up. When you do, you'll land right on Mindy's page when you click the link there and look for her name, and then, of course, go ahead and get signed up, and you'll find the 3-day pass. That is the best value right now, a really good value right now, and get on board with Mindy. Or you get a year pass. She's been on fire. We just had a year pass come in. So go ahead and get on board. All right. But yeah, I just had one again before the show started on Mindy. So go ahead and get on board here with the 1-year pass. All the Mindy's premium plays here for a year. You can do that as well. So she's contracted with us for another year. Thank you. So you got it. Maybe. All right, guys. So get on right there with Mindy Hahne. You use that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll be able to save 20% off. All right, Mindy. Also, we put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Mindy. Lots of other content you have up there as well. The Morning Steam concluded our Friday show. So if you didn't get the news, there was a Friday show today because of the tournament, and they can get all that action right there on the archive.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Tony, you're stuck with me for a little bit while, longer now. But of course, I enjoy it. This is what I like to do. I like to go ahead and share my knowledge with other folks. I like to go ahead and see, I feel like me and Latifah are on island sometimes. I would like to make it the norm that more women get into sports betting. So that's why I think it's important for, folks like me to have a platform in this business. So I do appreciate that, Tony. And we're ready to get some more winners here tonight. And of course, we definitely picked out some winners here on the Morning Steam. We came up with a 5-pack of plays today, pretty heavy in NCAA basketball tournament, and then also in the NBA tonight. So you can always pick up, a 5-pack or a 3-pack from the Morning Steam as well. Those are for sale, but of course, if you watch the show, you don't have to pay for those. We appreciate everyone's viewership. Had quite a few people in for our impromptu show here today on a Friday. We will be taking Monday off here this week instead. So I think everyone was pretty happy with us showing up. People were like, what? I got the notification that you guys are on today. Didn't know that was the deal. So I think it was a nice surprise for everyone as well. But yeah, make sure you join us on the Morning Steam usually every Saturday through Thursday, 8 a.m. Central, where we go over the full pro card. And then, of course, we get you a selection of college plays as well. But yeah, it's like just hanging out with our friends, right? That's kind of how I see it, hanging out with Ramon, hanging out with all the folks in the chat. We got to, we're a lot of people that like to, think the same, like sports, like to bet on sports. And I think we really make some great plays when we, get those consensus picks. I mean, look, Ron keeps winning, so you want to definitely join in on the chat so you can at least get Ron's picks, right? So he's been on fire. Lots of other folks I know have been. So please go ahead and get to the Discord where you go ahead and put in your picks, your parlays, your same game parlays, your props, whatever you want to put in there. It's fine. We're looking for, I think it's kind of the more the merrier in this kind of business, right? Where you can gain that additional consensus because all of the, minds getting all of the different information in different ways. I'm a different handicapper than Tony, than Ramon, than Latifah, than Ron. But if we all come together on the same play, I think that's why we've been able to make this show so successful. So yeah, make sure you join us and then make sure you get on Twitter too, where you'll find additional plays from me every day at Tony's Picks Mindy, where today you can get, I think it's a play in the NBA. Man, I can't even remember what I picked sometimes. I don't know. Absent-minded, but it's one of those, you have so many figures going through your mind, trying to keep track of games. You guys know how it is. So yeah, please join us for the Morning Steam tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
That's right. Check it out there. Morning Steam, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You'll join Mindy and Ramon there in the live chat. Now, if you missed the Friday show, you can go back and watch the replay. They cover every pro game, cover every pro hockey, pro NHL. There's college basketball. I know if you watch the replay, some of them are tipped off. Okay, just listen through it, but then get the information for the teams that advance. At least you got some information for the teams that are going to advance in the next round. So that's worthy. Listen, that's worthy, especially this time of the year, because there are some teams you probably did maybe not follow very closely. These small conference teams playing these big major teams. You don't see the major versus major very often. It's obviously small conference teams that won their tournament against a major team that didn't do so well or just average to above average at best. Because usually these are the winners, the tournament winners play some of the bad teams. But anyway, you get some good information from Mindy and Ramon on the games that even tipped off. And of course, a lot of the chat's chiming in. And as long as Ramon hits chat replay, you'll see the chat in there. And you get the plays also from the folks in the chat when you watch the replay. And
I can't remember, which picks I put in there for my social media. Ramon will have to write a note to, put the live chat on.
That's right. So we can see the live chat and the replay to see who's in there. Of course, we've got the Discord there in the link in the chat room, guys. So check it out and get in there as the conversation continues. And it is a big we got close to 90 folks now in that Discord. All we do is advertise in our live show. We haven't put it out to the entire community, to our email list or to our SMS list or to the folks who just watch the on-demand videos. those folks don't have the link yet, but right now it's just the folks that have watched the live show. So pretty impressive numbers up there. And you can also keep tab on the, if not, you didn't participate in the bracket challenge, you can go back and see the 25 or so that are in there and didn't follow along there as well. And probably get an idea of what they like. You know, you guys know the personalities here. It's not just Ramon, Mindy, and I. We got Butterscotch, Blake, Matifa. You know, I'm just throwing some names out there because they're in the chat today. Okay, so if I missed your name, it's because you're not in the chat today. Because I think that's the best way to get away with that, right? You can't mention everyone. I'm just going to mention the folks that are in the chat today. So if you saw them in there, you can see who they're on. William Jackson, if you're in there as well. So that's the way we'll roll. All right, Mindy, it's always great having your show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll catch up with you again on Monday on the show.
All right. Have a safe day and night, everyone, as well. We want to make sure you come back with us tomorrow. So be safe
That's right.
out there on the roads today.
Yeah, be safe on the road. Uber if you have to. Do that.
Or get a driver. That's what I'm doing. My sister's out at the bar now. I drove her, came back to do the show, and then I'll go pick her up later.
There you go. Designated driver from Mindy. Very good. That's how you roll. All right, Mindy. Have a great night tonight. Enjoy the parties tonight, and we'll talk with you again